One for the boys after going behind early doors. You proud of the comeback?
They were good. I say they were good. I think the mentality was good to go down that early. Probably a new group. We had some challenges in the first half. Kilmarnock were really good. They're probably a wee bit of disappointment for their point of view that they won the 2 or 3 goals up at half time and we had to fix a few things at half time, but the boys took the information on board and I thought second half we were much better.
What do you say to them at half time? Because it was noticeable the second half performance was up another gear. What do you say to them? What do you change?
It was probably just reiterating the messages that we give them all the time, but just making them believe in it a wee bit more. Again, it was probably trying to limit Kilmarnock's threat on the transition as well, which I felt we did miles better in the second half because we took care of the ball a bit more. So wasn't a lot of new tactical information, but bits that we've been giving them during the week and bits that we gave them yesterday that they had to keep doing to get the result.
And you yourself came through the pathway. The youth team was obviously a lot different back then. Do you feel you've got the experience to pass on to these boys, obviously being their coach now?
That's why I'm here. I think I do have that experience of being a player here, whether it's come through the academy or being at the first team side of the building. So there's not many things that they'll go through that I've not been through myself or played with players that have been through similar things. So I think that experience helps me, but it's never ever about what I did as a player here or the things that I achieved. It's always about them. It has to be about them and how can we make them better and how can we push them to get to that side of the building and stay there.
And a lot is made of academy football saying it's about development, but at Rangers you really need that winning mentality, and it showed tonight they're starting to get that. Do you feel that's important for the boys coming through?
It always has to be a balance. You have to win in the right way, and we did that tonight because we showed character, mentality, and sometimes that's what it takes. A lot of the time when you get to first team level, that is what it's about. It's about that mentality and that character. But we need to develop them as footballers as well, and they need to take the ball under pressure and handle different situations. And as the longer the game went on tonight, we've started to handle them a wee bit better.
Kyle Glasgow was very impressive tonight, in my opinion. Just what are his qualities? What does he bring to the team, and how impressed were you?
He brings energy and enthusiasm, which is a must to play here. But he also brings quality in the ball as well. So we need to find a way to get him in the right areas of the pitch where he can affect the game. And tonight, with his 2 goals, he definitely got into those positions, and his finishes were excellent.
And obviously, Kilmarnock coach was Chris Buck, a former teammate. What was it like coming up against him on the touchlines when you were playing with him?
So against one of my good mates, so I'm going to be really biased here, but since he's took the under-18 job at Kilmarnock, or under-19s now, I think they're a really well coached team. They're difficult to play against, they're aggressive, they run, they work, but they're also more than that. They've got good technical quality, but their rotations are good in terms of where they go and receive the ball. So it's interesting coming up against them because first and foremost he's one of my mates, but also you're going up against a well coached team. So I thought Kilmarnock, especially in the first half, were really good tonight. Second half I think the third goal probably kills the game, but again every time you play against him since he's been in charge of that age group, it's been a really difficult test for us.
And just one other thing I want to touch on, obviously you've been playing the KDM Evolution Trophy, always spoke about it. How important is it for these boys to play against men's football in this competition? How vital is that for their development?
It's critical for their development. I think there's loads of people talk about youth development and what it takes and what it involves, and I think everybody comes to the same conclusion that we need to give young players exposure to that environment quicker. You've probably a lot of people look at the results and focus on how the B teams have done in that competition, but they also need to understand that the work that we're doing with these young players and the age and stage we're putting them in, it's probably really early compared to what's happened in previous years. So I said to the players after these games, of course we need to be frustrated with the results, and of course we need to be disappointed that we've not got a point in the competition yet. You do, because you need to feel that emotion of the game, but when you strip it back and you come in the days after the game, you've got to recognise and realise that we're trying to put young players into the first team, and we're doing it a wee bit quicker than normal, so we're going to have to suffer a wee bit.
And just one question I think supporters won't know. I noticed a lot of good passing play out from the back tonight. That's something that's been mentioned, the style play for the first team. Is that something that gets passed down, or do you kind of take control in the tactics of the team?
I think it's a bit of both. I think you've always, when you're a youth coach here, and under 19s is now the closest group to the first team, the first team staff have been excellent in terms of passing on information, but they've not been adamant that we have to play the exact same as them. But what we can't do is send players around the corner that don't know the information that the manager's looking for. So it's a bit of balance, and again it's speaking to the manager, speaking to the coaching staff, watching games and taking that information and giving it to the players, and hopefully they can carry it out when they go to that side of the building a wee bit quicker.
Thanks, Steve.
Alright.
Cheers, mate. Appreciate that.